Hey guys, Emeka here. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to talk cryptocurrencies. Yes, I know a lot of you are running away from cryptocurrencies right now because last year it used to be like this and now it's like this. But you got to remember, this is still the early stages of the whole blockchain cryptocurrency industry. And usually in the early stages of any industry, that's when you can make the most money. As many of you crypto cowboys know, 2017 was the year of the ICO. Billions of dollars were raised by different companies and millionaires were made overnight, just like that. I mean, we can't forget the Tezos ICO, which raised $232 million in just 14 days. And that record was broken just a few months later by Filecoin, who raised about $260 million. I think EOS raised $4.1 billion over the course of a year. But that kind of gives you an idea of how much money these companies were raising through initial coin offerings. Now, what are initial coin offerings? They're essentially a way that blockchain companies use to raise money to finance operations. That's similar to initial public offering in the traditional markets. Now, for those of you who don't know, initial public offerings are a way for traditional companies to raise money when they are taking their companies public. So the first time they are issuing shares to the world, they do it through an initial public offering. So they issue shares to the world through an initial public offering, and then people trade those shares on the secondary market on exchanges like the NASDAQ. Now, the IPO process, the initial public offering process, takes a long time, a very long time, because there's a lot of regulatory steps that you have to go through. You have to open your financial books to the world, and people get to see how much revenue you're making and your employees and your risks, things like that. With ICOs, there isn't a lot of regulation and it isn't a very long process. As a matter of fact, you can raise money on an ICO over a course of a week. All you really need is a developer. As a matter of fact, there have been a few developers that have raised money through an ICO. Just like one person builds a website and gives people the link to his wallet, and they send money there, and he's done his ICO. And as a result of that, there has been a lot of scams in the ICO market. There's actually a website called deadcoin.com. You should check it out. It's pretty funny. They list all the ICOs that have led to scams. One of the funniest scams that I saw was Prodium.io, I think, Prodium. They raised money through an ICO, or the person raised money through an ICO. And when he finished the ICO, as when the ICO period closed, he scrubbed the website and just left the word penis. So right after the ICO closed, everybody was able to find out that they didn't make any money, left with a rather insulting message. So there are a lot of scams out there. Really smart marketing digital people are the people who are doing ICOs. Because with an ICO, it's different from a stock. When you buy a stock, you're buying ownership in a company. You have certain rights that you get when you buy a stock. If you amass a certain amount of stock, you have the right to take over the company. Because the stock gives you the right to vote. It gives you voting rights. It gives you certain rights that cryptocurrencies and a lot of tokens don't give you. I mean, they have some proof of stake tokens that are trying to do similar things, but really you don't have those same rights that you have with a stock. So essentially, when you take part in an ICO, what you're doing is you are donating money to a couple of developers or to some companies, and they're going to offer you a token that hopefully in the future somebody else would want to buy, and that would raise the price up. That's what you're doing. So that's why it's different from a stock in that way. Now, there is another option called a security token. And a security token offering is similar to an ICO in that you're raising money through cryptocurrencies, but it's also similar to an initial public offering in that you have to go through a lot of regulatory steps before you can actually offer the token. And in those regulatory steps, you have to show your financials, revenue, and the token is backed by these assets and by this revenue. So it's similar to stocks, but you're raising cryptocurrencies. So this little middle ground could be the next big thing. It could be a way where traditional companies now really jump into the cryptocurrency market. They're able to raise money in the cryptocurrency market and keep the costs low because they'll be trading in these security token exchanges and not these exchanges like NASDAQ that have really high fees. And as a result, these fees are pushed down to the investors and it costs a lot more to trade in those places than in cryptocurrency markets. So it's a nice little middle ground. It could be something worth looking into. Last year was a really good year for ICOs. This year, not so much, but it's not over. It's not over. And I'm going to keep my eye on this one because, like I said, the opportunities are made at the early stages of every industry. So you want to get into any industry when people have their doubts. So that's now. That's where we're living in, and that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. So thanks for watching. My name is Emeka.